Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing today? It is February 5th, and this is our, wait, let me double check it, 16th podcast for this year already, which is really good. I'm surprised I actually stuck with it this long. Today on the line, we have Chris Terpstra, our Overwatch admin. He's going to be with me here for a little bit. Sorry, no camera, but it's been a long day for us, a long week for us for the most part. With Fortnite last night and Overwatch tonight. And then next week we start League of Legends. We're super pumped for it, so this will be really cool. He's going to go over some stuff for Overwatch. I'm going to answer some questions if there is any. But we're mainly here just to keep it going. And you know, if anyone has any questions, we will answer them. And then I'll go over some league stuff, clarifications for some people that they were asking later on. But thanks for being with me here, Chris.
Not a problem. Happy to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So some updates for Overwatch. I did pull up the standings as well for now, which is really cool. So let me know any updates or if you want to go over anything.
Yeah. So just to kind of recap, we released our bracket information and matchups on Monday morning after we got kind of the teams finalized. The teams did a great job communicating with each other. Almost everybody was able to reach the other team in a timely manner. A couple more need a little bit of help, but that's what I'm here for, and make sure that the teams then are able to connect. After a little bit back and forth and talk, it was kind of a concern of some of the schools that the weather might become an issue today, and yes, it was, to where some of the southern schools knew they were going to get hit with snow, so they were going to have to close early or have an issue with playing today. So we did make a one-time adjustment to the rules for this week only to allow schools to reschedule their day. Normally, we are all about playing on one day just because that's what I can give to the esport, commit the entire day to it. But it also helps if there's issues and stuff because I know I'm there and I can handle that kind of thing instead of spreading out the matches throughout the week. But so there's one team or two teams in each the varsity and the JV bracket that will play their matches later this week. I'm just waiting to get confirmation on when that will actually occur. Once those games take place, then we'll have a finalized bracket for week one, and it should auto populate for week two for those matchups, and I'll make sure I get that out to everybody. So that's the generalized thing. As far as the individual matches and things today, some things to highlight. You guys did a great job getting your lobbies underway. A couple questions on who's hosting and stuff like that, but it got worked out. Most people have read the rules, so I appreciate that. For those of you that haven't, please take the time to do that. Pretty clear on who's hosting lobby, who gets map choices, who gets attack and defense choices. So take a look at the rules on that. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about that because it is all in our documentation. So as matches went on today, they are to be played all three maps. We do not have a best of three where we just play two, and if a team wins two, then we're done. So make sure that you guys stay in your lobbies. We only had one of our matches kind of end a little early, so make sure that everybody's hanging around. Regardless of how the first two maps go, we got to play the third map because at the end of the day, we're looking for map differentials. It really helps us determine tiebreakers as the year goes on. Granted, there was a lot of 3-0s today, and that's okay. That's going to happen, especially in the early weeks until the Swiss tournament starts kind of pairing up teams that are a little more closely related as far as skill level goes. We did have one that was kind of nice to see. One of our matches went to 2-1, so that's I think we'll see some more of that definitely later on in the year, which is important for everything. As far as streaming goes, there was some streaming requests. So we're kind of working through a lot of those kinks. A lot of people maybe doing it first time or not understanding how it's supposed to be done. But if you have any streaming questions, please go ahead and post those in the Discord. I'm always happy to answer that. We love it when teams want to stream their own stuff. We just ask that you guys make sure you guys are doing yours through team view only. But a lot of times that's more exciting anyhow, especially if you're streaming your frontline tank or something like that when he's up in the face of everybody. So that can get pretty exciting.
Yeah, especially unless you're really good with a manual camera, it's usually better just to go from perspectives anyway.
Correct. So, we fully endorse students and casters and all that other stuff outside. Again, just make sure you guys are doing the individual one. We are looking every week. We'd love to stream a match. Tonight, we were able to stream Jones versus Naperville Central. It was a great time watching. That first map, especially, was so close. It was a lot of fun. Moving forward, though, we're always looking for volunteers. Particularly, though, we're probably looking to start closer to 7 o'clock. And the reason for that is for myself, I'm at school setting up the tournament, making sure that everything was running smoothly, and I've got my own teams that I'm trying to worry about, playing at 5 o'clock. Getting out of my school and then getting home in time is my goal to be able to stream. I had to do it from the school today, which is why I apologize for my wonky sounding voice in the microphone, because it wasn't my normal setup. I was using the school computer. So I would love to be able to stream at 7. I think that gives everybody a little break, get some dinner, and then we can all tune in for another match of a particular choice. So any teams, it could even be JV. I'm all for it. Love to see teams of all types. So if you're interested and you want to try to get that 7 o'clock time slot, let us know. If we don't get any volunteers, I may start asking around, because we really want to get that stream on every week, if possible. So if you want to help us out, we love showcasing. We love talking about that. You want to send me some stats, or talk about a specific player that maybe needs to get highlighted. I'm all for that. Bring us some information to the table. It'll be good, instead of us constantly referring back to the Invitational. Granted, it wasn't that long ago, but right now that's all the data we have. So, but we, as you could tell, a couple of us do enjoy the casting aspect of it. We are also looking, I think I mentioned it on the stream, that we are looking for student casters to give you guys a shot. It's not all about necessarily playing the game. If you've got someone that wants to get into broadcasting or get some practice in with that, we'd love to see some student side of that. So definitely reach out through our intern channel, I believe. Is that right, Todd?
Yeah, if you fill it out, if you registered and verified on the server, you entered if you wanted to be a caster. If we missed you and didn't make you an intern, just shoot us a message in Discord and we will look at it and make sure we add it. There's a bunch of people that were on there, and then we asked a bunch of people and they never responded, so we didn't add them. So maybe you got passed up because of DM, or we just missed you. So definitely check that out and make sure that we didn't miss you, or miss a DM or something to you if you wanted to be a caster. We do have a few people. We love to rotate in and out. I mean, if it gets big enough and we have enough people, we could do a second stream. We have a second channel that we can throw stuff onto. So, or we can have you cast for another team.
Yep, that's always good. There was a message in chat there. That'd be awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dalton and I, we can try to hype it up. A lot of times we're so excited at the same time we talk over each other. We haven't quite learned that. Who's going to bring the hype in that one moment when the 3-4K Diva bomb goes off? So, contenders, casters, that would be interesting. We'll see what comes of that. But, we definitely want to give students their shot. This is a student-led kind of deal as esports go for high school, and we want to make sure everybody gets that inclusion part to it.
Yeah, and I'd love to have some of them just on the podcast and just have them talk to casters and things like that, so that they,
absolutely.
Like, hey, here's your tips for, casting, and this is what you should be looking for, and this is what you should be doing. So I think having those people involved and putting them on the podcast to have the students ask questions, things like that, I think that's the big thing. I have hopefully some pretty decent guests lined up at some point when they actually clear their schedules for the podcast, which a lot of people might be excited for. At least in
Excellent.
Some form. It's more people, better people than me and Terp and Kennedy. No offense, Kennedy and Terp.
Yeah, it's okay.
Completely, I'm the worst part of this podcast, but that's okay.
No, it's all good. And then the only other thing I wanted to bring up for Overwatch, and this is something that we did not do last year. We put it in this year. I really wanted to get some more involvement beyond just the game scores and stuff like that. Start really working towards some sportsmanship between teams and that feel good. Like, even if you lose a match, you had fun, you had a good time. We are, after all, you guys are getting to play a video game competitively in the state. I don't know. I don't think you can beat that. That sounds pretty cool to me, the way to spend my evening. But one of the things that we try to implement this year that's actually working out pretty good, at least in Overwatch, is an MVP system. So when your match is over, and after all 3 maps, we ask that you, from your opponent's roster, pick one player that you feel performed the best, or maybe had a really good play, or just support, just kept his team alive through a whole bunch of damage, whatever it was. Throw up that MVP when you report your scores. I'm going to keep track of that, and at the end of the year, we're going to have some sort of MVP event, whether it be at the live finals or online, or there will be something where we're going to include a lot of players that maybe didn't get a chance to make the playoffs or be involved in the Final Four or something like that. We really want to get some more school involvement, and I really feel that this was very successful today. A lot of feel-good moments around it. So thank you for those that reported. Still missing a couple, so if I pinged you guys in Discord looking to get those, go ahead and send those in. But let's keep that going every week, and we'll see where this takes us. I really like where it's headed.
Yeah, I think it was a great idea. That's why I stole it for League of Legends. I was like, oh, that's actually a really easy way. If they just, when they submit their scores, have them pick an MVP, and they should be able to do that for the most part. So
yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
So as always,
Yeah, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you guys have any questions about Overwatch, any part of the tournament, please. First off, always, like I say, read those rules, check that stuff out. But if there's still anything that you're unsure about, always feel free to reach out to me. I kind of live to answer questions at this moment. That's kind of what my job is. So, but very happy with how things went. Thank you again to all the teams that helped it run so smoothly, and a special nod to Coach Kennedy and Coach McGee to help out. I just don't forget it. Can never pronounce the name.
It's just McGee.
Just McGee. The point being is that you guys helped out a whole bunch. We've kind of worked together a lot the last couple of days, and it's been great having you guys in the corner. So, and you, Todd, as well. So thank you to everybody involved, and I'm excited for what this season is going to bring us. I really think just the sheer number of teams makes me so happy, considering where we were at last year and at this year, more than doubling in size. So
yeah,
definitely
awesome. More than doubling in size, having a full JV squad that's actually going to give some competition. And I think, just looking at the League of Legends numbers, like I was hoping for more varsity squads, but we've like doubled the number of JV squads. And I think that's important. I think of those JV squads, if I counted yesterday, I think 13 of them are only doing JV because they don't think they're ready. So hopefully after this tournament, maybe next year they'll be ready to move up the varsity so that we do have the difference, especially when you do Swiss style. You want to have some teams at the bottom, not just one or two that's really bad, that's really just starting. And so hopefully they'll be ready for it. I think it'll be good once they start getting everything together. I think that'll work out really well.
Absolutely. I will make one apology to the Overwatch JV crowd. It was brought up to me today with when my team played. They were like, "Is your team actually JV or is he just JV because your varsity is varsity?" And I said, "It's my JV team is that way because my varsity is you only can have one team in varsity. They are a bit higher tier, but you're going to have that in any JV. You're going to have some good teams and some not good teams, and even in varsity and stuff like that. So don't be discouraged by week one results. Again, with that Swiss style, that's how that stuff works out. I guarantee you, some point in this tournament, you will be playing a team very closely matched to yourself, and it will be a great part to be involved in one of those close matches.
Yeah, it should be as soon as we get through, like I think week 3 or 4. Then it really, then you then you have a lot of middle ground to work with, especially with 18 teams and JV has how many?
17 in JV.
Oh yeah, so exactly, yeah. So you'll have definitely with that many teams, you'll have so many in betweens in that middle ground. That's the one problem we ran into last year with only doing 10 teams in a group and only 8 weeks or 7 weeks. It just ended up being too tight and not enough disparity in the middle. But now with this many groups, it'll definitely you'll see the top 6 teams will be the top 6 teams like in the group. So
it works itself out very, very nicely when you run Swiss. So very happy with how, like I said, how things are going and pointing in the right direction. So, but that's about it for me for Overwatch. So thank you, Todd, for letting me speak for a few minutes.
Yeah, definitely. And you were talking about sportsmanship, and I was really proud of my gaming club because we were playing our game in our school, in our lab, and there's something probably like 30 other people there. And when we got started and we won our first map, like everyone started clapping, everyone was cheering and cheering them on. I was like, wow, that's awesome. Like most of the kids weren't really paying attention, but they were joining in on the sportsmanship and be like, oh, good job to everyone that was playing.
That is a lot of fun. That's great to hear. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I really can't wait until like we have the ability to stream our games and put them up there for our kids to watch. Like even if it's just on in the background, just so that if anyone wants to watch the game, they can.
Yeah,
so that would be.
I mean, that's how you bring interested parties in. There's no doubt.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really excited for that. So. Yeah, well, thank you for putting on so far a very successful first day. Are you gonna hang out or are you gonna head out?
I'm gonna probably take off here. My kid's going to bed, so I'm gonna go say goodnight to him. But
no worries.
Yeah, no problem there. Again, let's look forward to week 2. I know League of Legends will kick off next week, so good luck to you on that. And everybody that got snowed in, hopefully you guys are doing okay down south. So
hopefully it doesn't make it up here.
Exactly. Now, starting already by me, but not too bad. So we'll see.
It's not really much at all by me yet. So
all right, Todd. Thank you. IHSEA. Thank you. We'll catch you guys later.
Sounds good. Thank you. Yeah. So I guess it's just me solo now. Let me make sure he jumps out of here. Yeah, he's gone. Cool. I just didn't hear it click off. But yeah, so just talking a little bit about what's going on. Fortnite, recovering Fortnite. We had a lot of issues with Fortnite first day. A lot of people who aren't normally on the PC side of things and knowledgeable about Discord. So we had a lot of issues with those teams and those games getting all set up, making sure everyone's in there. Overall, I think it went really well. Only had a couple issues throughout the whole night. We will be streaming the games. I don't know if we're going to do week one, but the whole idea is to do a Fortnite Friday. And we will do replays on Friday from the game on Tuesday. Just because to do the replays, we have to be, all three games have to be done for the set in order for us to do the replays. And then it makes a hassle for setting up the next lobby because they would then be streaming, also having to manage the lobby. So we're going to end up just doing replays probably on Friday, I think is what we said. So we're going to work on that. I don't know if it'll be for this week, but definitely for next week, for this week 2, we're going to have that set up. And it'll be from spectator view from the replay, so we can kind of see everything. And I think I think we're going to have a really good season. I think there's a lot of people that are going to be at this top tier. We see Springfield has, in the top 16, they have 5 squads in there. But I definitely think that will get shaken up as the weeks prolong and kids start to realize how this all goes. So we did have quite a few teams that didn't participate. We had issues with kids scoring because they weren't verified on the Discord. So if you're going to be on the Discord, you need to make sure that you get verified before next Tuesday so you can report your own scores. So if you can make sure you do that. I know there's a bunch of people waiting in the queue right now. I'll probably get those tonight, but probably tomorrow because I don't have practice or anything tomorrow after school. Monday, Wednesday, I have practice with my teams after school. So I'm usually at school late, and then I have the podcast, and then I also try to check the stream when I can. So usually I try to get to those at least once a week. I definitely stayed an extra hour and a half at school on Tuesday to make sure as many people were in as possible before I left. I was there until almost 4:30, entering verification so that they can play in the 5 o'clock map, the 5 o'clock lobby. So but definitely get verified on there. Otherwise, Fortnite went fairly well. A couple warnings issued about killing Peely. Don't kill Peely. You guys should know that by now. That is our camera guy, so we need him to be in there as long as possible until Epic actually releases a better spectator view for us to be in there and get that replay. So, but out of 6 games, I think it only happened twice. So, it went really well. So hopefully we'll be able to see those replays next week and see how this all comes, and you guys can then cheer on your teams, especially with it being Friday. You actually be able to see how you did and see where the action was and what happened with that. So we're really excited for that. Overwatch stream today was a little shaky. Had to mess with some settings. Kennedy thought he can stream at 1080 60 frames. We're not partnered yet. When we get partnered, we probably could. But as of right now, we're not partnered, so our bit rate is not high enough, and I don't know if his internet's high enough to be able to handle that. I believe we got it down for the last game. It went fairly smooth. I was watching the VOD. But the first 2 matches were a little shaky, so he kept messing around with the settings. So, yeah, definitely. We'd love to do some of that video work. It's a lot of work on what we're doing on the back end, but I'm definitely saving all the VODs and putting them on YouTube so that we can then possibly work on doing some clips. I think that would be really exciting for us to do a montage. Maybe even hire someone to do a professional one from our videos and see how that goes. But otherwise, I think everything else went good. League of Legends, make sure you guys get your rosters in if you're here. Rosters are due on tomorrow, Thursday. Yes, Thursday by midnight. I think we're still missing quite a few. Let me actually pull that up right now because we're missing. I need to put a message out there. Last time I checked, we had 20-ish, if I remember correctly. We're at 29 right now, so we're still about halfway there. So, yeah, it looks about half and half JV and varsity. So we still got a long way to go. So, we're definitely need to get a bunch of more of those in by tomorrow. Mine is in there, isn't it? Yes, I'm in there. Okay, I did mine. That's all that matters. So I can't be a hypocrite. So get your rosters in for that. Definitely Game on Chicago. We'll definitely talk soon. It's been a while. We haven't run across each other in a while. Definitely I'll have some other stuff to talk to you about too, and get an update because we haven't talked in it's probably 6 months or so since that event at Ignite. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is gonna be a short podcast. It's just me by myself. Everyone else is kind of burnt out from this week. Wasn't able to secure a guest today, but I'm definitely planning on having one next week. So as we talk about stuff and have League first day, we'll definitely be able to get into some of what's going on with League and what's going on with the first 2 weeks now of Overwatch and Fortnite. At that point, we'll have some more discrete standings and see who's at the top. And then it'll be exciting to see our matchup for Thursday for our League match and see who's going to be on the stream that day too. So, thanks for joining me tonight. Like I said, quick podcast tonight. The solo cast usually end up being a lot slower. I don't have too much to talk about in the esports world. We're just finally starting our second semester in Chicago here. So, just trying to get back in the swing of things and get all that stuff down so I don't end up so far behind this semester. That's the goal. So, otherwise, thanks everyone. And remember, check us out. Streams will be Wednesday night. Overwatch, and then probably immediately following Overwatch will be the podcast. And then Thursday will be League, and then Friday is going to be our Fortnite replays. And I think that'll be really good. I'm not sure if he's going to do all the games. He might just do a few of them, depending on the match length. I don't know how long he's planning on streaming, but we're definitely excited about our upcoming season here and be streaming 3 or 4 days a week. So have a good night, everybody. And until next episode, just be better.